Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Parade
How are
wave?
you?
Is that your parade wave?
No, I didn't have a parade wave. I wasn't in the parade.
I saw that. I
Yeah, I
know
was
they
sitting.
only let so many people down there. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
know.
was sitting in the stands. Good
Yeah,
evening, everybody. Welcome to the feature. We're having some technical difficulties, so Maya is on the way. We
she's
didn't want
coming.
to wait any longer. Happy New Year to everybody. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe that it is 2023 already.
I know. December just acted like his pants was on fire.
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I mean, I don't even remember much of December.
me either. It was like, oh, it's the 1st of December. Now it's New Year's Day, and I don't understand what happened. I feel like that about the whole season, though. Like, I mean, I feel like we just started this show. We just talked about band camp, and now
Yeah,
here we are. So,
yeah, yeah. I mean, the season, I don't know, maybe because our season was just so rough. But once we got to November, it just is.
yeah,
I don't remember anything. It's
I I agree. And we were, talking about Rose Bowl, Rose Bowl, Rose Bowl, Rose Bowl. Boom, it came and it went.
and it's
And it's
gone.
just like,
I know. That's just like when we were in Macy's, the same thing. And the fact that Macy's is Thanksgiving, so it's right there at the end of football season, and for some people, not even the end of football season.
yeah,
Um, and you go and you have a great time, and then you come back, and then you're sitting there going over your memories, like, wow, this was great. This was really awesome. And then with Macy's, you have to wait 7 years before you can apply again.
yeah.
So I'm counting it down already.
Hey. Hi, Maya.
Hi, I finally made it. I don't know what was going on, child. So I was on my iPad, but I couldn't hear nothing. I tried to log into my computer, couldn't see nothing. It's okay. We here now. How y'all doing?
Good, good. How
What
are
I
you?
missed? Happy New Year.
We were
Right.
just Happy New Year. We were just talking about how fast the end of the year just went by.
Right. Like it just seems like yesterday we were talking about auditions. Oh, the first game of the season.
Yep.
Oh, National Battle of the Bands. Now it's audition season again.
Absolutely.
I swear somebody asked me that today. You ready for the new season? Wait, stop.
No, I'm not. I'm exhausted, y'all. Like, I was talking to somebody at work today. They were like, did you enjoy your time off? I was like, it was a really great experience, but I'm tired. Like, I need a vacation. Like, that was
Yeah.
work. And
Yeah.
I
I
would be
don't
like,
know if
what
it's
time off?
the time difference or what, but I am struggling. Like, I
Yeah.
didn't do anything until the podcast yesterday. Like, that's the only
Mhm.
thing I did. Like, other than that, I slept off and on like all day. And even after the podcast, I was able to go to sleep last night, but I woke up this morning like had no sleep.
Really?
Hmm.
Well, yeah, you got it bad too, because you went from
Coast to
Pacific.
coast. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. You got jet lag for real, for real.
I'm
Yeah.
tired.
My gosh. Do you let's see. What's today? Thursday? Do you have to work tomorrow?
I do. And I have an interview.
Oh, child.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what about Saturday and Sunday? Can you get some rest in?
I'm gonna try. That's the goal. I'm trying not to do anything this
Okay.
weekend, but
I
we'll
feel
see.
you.
That hardly ever works out for me.
I feel you. I've been
Yeah.
um I've been trying to catch up with these clips and things. Child, poor child. Listen, I don't know what y'all was drinking over there, but y'all did that.
Yeah.
Okay. Something
Yeah.
that y'all did was that y'all look so good. Y'all
Yeah.
sounded so good.
Sounded amazing. It was just, yeah, y'all could tell.
A unit,
Yeah.
please. very much a unit.
And I was
Y'all
watching
are
the wrong
so good.
channel. I was watching ABC, so I
Do
was
you know how many
super
people was
pissed.
like, what is wrong with ABC? They're the only station that didn't show the Legion. It was a whole thing. But I mean, there's so many live clips because my parents, like, they're not really on social media. So they were excited, like super excited about the news show, like what the broadcast showed. So then I sent them all of the like grandstand performance and stuff. And they were like, oh my God, all
Yeah.
of this took place.
The thing
So
about ABC is they showed the band behind y'all
yeah.
while they were waiting for you all to finish the grandstand performance. And
Oh,
you could
okay.
see y'all from the top. And I knew it was
Mhm.
y'all. And I
Yeah.
was like, this makes no
No
sense.
sense. Mhm.
None whatsoever. And then they came back and showed y'all at the end. And I was like, it's too late. I'm mad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mad now.
Mm-hmm. The
Yeah.
momentum is gone. Like what?
Yeah.
Don't try and fix your
Right.
mistake now.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't fix it at the end. Yeah.
I just think for me, um, those students were like on something. I don't know
Yeah.
what, but it was like from the time they got there to the
Yeah.
time we left, everything they did was just like high level. And I'm just so very proud of them and what they accomplished. And I mean, it was rainy and cold the entire time we were in California. I just want to say that whoever said it does not rain in Southern California is a liar. Okay. It was cold and it was rainy every day. And the thing
Yeah.
is that the day of the parade, that morning, it did not rain. That afternoon, when we got back to the hotel, it was sunny.
Wow.
We went out that night, raining, cold. I was like, what in the world is going on?
Right.
But they showed up and they showed out and they represented to the world, not just Norfolk State, not just the Spartan Legion, but HBCUs. It was very well received. It was so many people now screaming at us, behold the green and gold, after we left there. That is absolutely crazy. It was just an awesome experience from top to bottom. And those students will never forget it, but we're not done.
Yeah.
We going to Atlanta. So, we get this little bit of time off these couple of days and we have a staff meeting next Wednesday. So it's not over. Yeah.
But you know what? I feel like, or my hope is that, like, maybe this was the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe this is the moment that they needed to really see, like, okay, like, this is why we do this. And so maybe the next couple performances or what have you, I would love to see, or I would love to know that maybe they have a different feeling for it. And like it's truly clicked now. And they're like, okay, we got to keep on this same fire and let that fire go into next year and next season and all those different things. So that is really like really, really, really awesome because they did.
We had to say, I already told the Silks, I'm like, you can only go up from here.
Exactly.
Like now,
now you can go down, but it's not recommended.
But it's gonna be noticeable. Like now, you have to. Atlanta has to be at this certain level because y'all did all of these performances out there at this high level. So now this is the expectation. It's people that weren't even coming to Atlanta that are now coming to Atlanta because they want to see what was, put on the field out there or what was shown in the performance out there. So here we go.
That's a lot of pressure, but they can pull it off.
They be all right, especially the Silks.
Part of me was kind of disappointed we didn't get invited to Atlanta, but part of me was kind of not disappointed.
Can I say part of me was too? Like I was like, wait a minute, like what is? Somebody is working against us. I'm convinced that this is just
literally
not happening in this situation. I don't know what's going on, but I was hoping, for that to happen. I mean, because I get it, shout out to those bands that's going to Alabama in February in the cold, but I'm sure glad we not one of them. I'm sorry, it gets cold in Alabama. So I want to be in Atlanta in a heated dome. Thank you. That's what I prefer to be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed because isn't it the people that used to do Honda
yes,
that are running this one?
yes.
And so I'm like, they know Dr. Zachary, like what they messing over us like that. And then
I
I was
don't
like,
know, because that would have, to me, it's gonna be a good setup.
yeah,
It's a good amount of bands there, but I mean, I think y'all
yeah,
would have upped
yeah.
the ante a little bit, but
I really, I mean, you would have had in my opinion, the best of the best would have been there. But 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 then part of me was kind of like, whew, Lord,
yeah.
you know,
And I mean,
whatever.
for us coming off of this trip,
Yeah.
and we got a straight, literally, you get a couple days, we get literally 5 days as a staff, to kind of reset, and we have a meeting next week.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Well,
Who else will be in Atlanta?
Bethune, Alabama State, Tennessee State, A&T, us, and South Carolina State.
No, Southern.
Southern? That's a new. No. Wait a minute. Which one are you talking about?
Yeah, which one are you talking about?
It's two of them. We're talking about two different things then.
Okay, which one are you going to?
No. The Legion is going to the HBCU culture one that Southern is in. That one is on the 15th or the 16th. Okay. That one is actually the young lady and her husband who started that went to Johnson C. Smith. She actually marched with me in high school. And they tell their story about how they ended up here, how they started this. He ended up having, some hardships in school. And so they started this as a way to offer scholarships so that people don't experience hardship. So it's a really dope event. We did the one in Charlotte the weekend we went to A&T. That's the one that Southern is going to be at. That is a heavy hitter lineup. Yes. I kind of, if my life weren't so crazy right now, would have flown to Atlanta for that event because I wouldn't have had to work it, but B, I just think it would be dope to see, especially after the season is over. Like we saw people in Houston where, it was the beginning of the season.
They had the training wheels on. They had training wheels on.
It's always good to see. That's why, to me, Honda was so great. Yeah.
Can we talk about that for a minute?
What?
Who do we need to call?
To do what?
To get them to move that. I just
move which?
The national bands.
The national ballot bands.
I can't. You cannot put out you barely out of band camp. Some people don't even get band camp.
Yeah.
And you get there and this is not and this is not just me because our show was definitely first weekish. Let me put that out there, okay? But we weren't the only one.
Yeah.
And no, yeah. and that's why it's never gonna be top quality or top tier. It's just not. And we pulled off a really, really quality show in 2021, but it almost took us out. Like it was very, very, very difficult because you have to think about it. Like you're not, because our goal was maybe a lot of people will have first weekend shows, but that's not our expectation. And what I'm telling you is, I was like, I don't even want to go on this trip. I don't want to go no more. Like that's how bad it was, because you have to think about it. Like that hijacks the entire, in order for it not to be first weekish, it hijacks the entire band camp. Like the things that you would normally focus on, the things that you would normally prioritize are not a priority anymore. This show is. Right. And then when you throw on top of that the fact that some of these students were coming off of COVID, they haven't had band for 2 years. They don't know the way of the Legion. They don't know nothing about college. And you're going to throw us in here and say, this is the bar.
Right. and then get criticized when you don't reach it.
So when last year he was like, they didn't call us, we ain't going. We was like,
Say
okay,
less.
let's have a real.
Listen, it was the same way in 19. In 19, and we put on, that was one of the best shows we had ever done. But oh my God, it was hard. It was hard, and it wasn't no COVID, no none of that. And it was really, and then we did, you know the man. He was not gonna go the following week to TSU with the same show. So we had to prepare 2 shows.
Yep. Sounds about right.
And both those shows were fire. And so can you just imagine? And it just this year, it just seemed like the whole COVID, it's just it just seems so lethargic. Then the different setup in the stadium just kind of blew everybody.
We didn't.
It's just, everybody kept saying, it wasn't until they went back and saw the clips, which y'all know I hate the doggone clips. I hate the clips. My thing is, were you there?
Yeah.
Right.
But in this case, if you were there, you wouldn't have gotten the best sound anyway because of where they had us sitting.
Fair.
So it just wasn't.
Yeah, I think if I could reach out to somebody and say something to them, is that I know you're trying to get money, but we appreciated that event more when it was a band head event. When those bands were sitting across from us and playing at us, then we heard everybody clearly. It wasn't going from sideline to sideline. And then that whole thing is that if you bought a ticket, you had a good seat for the most part because everybody was facing the same way. That whole shuffling bands, a mess. That whole, you don't know who's going to be facing you, a mess. I don't like it. If you go back, I personally would say to them, they need to go back to the way it was before because true band heads appreciated the old way. It's not giving. We didn't, Maya and I were talking about it at the event, like this is
very subpar. Very lackluster.
Yeah, people were saying, PV didn't sound good. And then after they listened to the clips, they were like, well, PV did sound good.
Yeah. You're hearing it from the side.
You're not hearing it. And, we all aren't professional sound engineers to be able to explain these things, and band heads may or may not care. They just want to be able to provide the commentary. And to be able to provide that kind of commentary on the first week, when we haven't even gelled, it was tough. That was a tough endeavor. I think we love getting invited. I do. I like it better than, more than others. I like getting invited. When we didn't get invited in 21, I was in particularly a little ticked because I wanted to see y'all, Portia. I was like, there ain't gonna be no better battle than PV and Norfolk State.
And who knows who knows if they would even do that? Because when you think about it, the HBCU culture event that we went to in Charlotte, we went to A&T the day before and they put us up against A&T. I'm like, who is the brains behind this operation? Hey, we need to see somebody else. Like we handled that yesterday. Like,
right.
Even if it had gone the other way, like that battle had already happened that weekend and it was already on the internet. So it should have been, somebody else, but hey.
So National Battle of Bands is not adjudicated, right?
No.
And there's no cash prize. So aside from all the things that's not right with it, hence the timing of it, hence whichever way this new finger wave of, sidelines and all that aside, the only thing that I could see that would make sense is if they are going to be able to have it, if it was adjudicated in the beginning and maybe something similar at the end of the season, that way you can literally see the growth. see the growth of the bands, and whoever won the first time, see if they can hold their title to the end of the season or whatever. I could see that making sense. Of course, that there's so many different factors, additional money, travel, and all that stuff that has to.
But you getting into a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, because
Yeah, always,
nobody, there's nothing that's adjudicated now. Like Honda
And see,
was
that's what I'm saying.
for a
And
little while, and then it stopped being adjudicated. So
it's not
now
going to
you
be
have
adjudicated. We don't like adjudication.
Well, we need
who
it.
is
We
we?
need it.
Who is we? Because the problem is
Not us.
now
Not
The
us.
now
We.
right, because
That's not
now
like mine be saying, me the
Right.
light skinned.
I was going to say, you know, mine ain't much of a difference, but you get what I'm saying.
what I'm saying is that it's I don't understand that, because now we leave it up to the band heads or these random people to decide who won something. And what are we really learning from this? What are we really, gaining from this? And my thing is that you might not like all the feedback that you receive, but I mean, to me, there's some, something you can gain from it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, there's always something that you can gain from it. I mean, I think I don't want to think too hard, and most of us don't want to think too hard about who gets what, why, and when with these events, because the band head in us, and we, all three of us sitting here. Let's be honest. We like light skinned band heads, so we so we love getting invited because we love what we do. And it props us up and makes us feel good, gives us something to work towards. The kids love it. They don't care, they love it. So if you start really thinking too hard about the whole mechanics of it, and who's getting paid and who's doing what, and why we don't adjudicate, and and why don't we do it this way, and da da da, and all of that, and why they put us in the end zone, shuffle us around, and who's going back to who's getting paid, and and all of that. If you start thinking about all of that, your head will explode. Sure. So, and the next thing you know, you won't be doing it. And that's why we don't think about it. Now, I will say National Battle Bands and Honda, now I'm not sure about these other organizations that are doing these battles, but National Battle Bands and Honda are doing quite a bit to support HBCUs. They're doing quite a bit to feed money back to HBCUs, to give scholarships to be seen in our community. And I appreciate that. That I do appreciate. But if you just go in there and focus on what does this do for me, you'll be sitting at home on August 25th or whatever date, because you'll be like, I'm not going through all that work, do all of that. But we band heads, we love it.
Yeah,
that's why we do it.
The one that we're going to is, they called it, so evidently there was some kind of split of the Honda people. Mm-hmm. So part of them are throwing the Alabama Honda, and the other portion are throwing an event called the HBCU All-Star, right, which is the first weekend in February in the Mercedes-Benz Dome. And that's the one that we're going to.
That sounds like the MLK parade in Houston.
Yeah.
Maya, you know, we got two MLK parades.
Yeah, now I just thought about it. Yeah, exactly.
Because we could not just get along.
Yeah.
Right. And my thing is, I'm glad to be inside. So I'm sorry, I'm just happy that I will be in a dome. So it doesn't matter what the weather may be outside. So I really, really, really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So both of these are full-on battles, field and stands, or is it truly like about the field?
I think it's field based.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Like, is it
I'm loving that. I'm loving that. I mean, don't get me wrong.
grounds
I know
to it?
the stands is what's bringing the money these days, but anytime we can focus on field show, I'm down for it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I just want one time, like big Southern classic meat. Like let's put our money where our mouths are. Just one time for the one time. But I get all of the logistics and the issues with it. But it would just be so nice just to literally be like, let's go for what we know and let's see who really is gonna come on top. But
Yeah,
I get it for sure. For sure. Everybody don't think like that, which is part of our issue, so to
yeah,
speak. So to speak. So we'll see. We'll see. I know y'all gonna kill it regardless. So
Yeah,
that'll
I'm
be
tired.
it's gonna be cool. The kids are gonna be pumped.
yeah,
So
for
Yeah.
y'all.
sure. For sure. Let's see. Okay, Miss Shawn, you're done with TDEA?
Well, yes, I'm done. TDA is not done. TDEA is not done, but I'm done. Because I'm uh, leaving. We're going to Bahamas tomorrow for this brass band something or other.
Now wait a
Yeah.
minute.
Bahamas?
I'm sorry, what?
Can I get in a suitcase? Like I'm tired, but I'll go to the Bahamas.
Brass bands. But it's basically a big recruitment effort for it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, for the kids in the Bahamas. But we'll be there. Prop Gordon from Langston will be there. Benedict
Oh,
will be there,
cool.
and I believe Talladega. I think are they the Tornado Band? Tornadoes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Talladega. Yeah. So we'll all be there, and just for a couple of days. So I'll be back. But so that's why I had to push my workshop and seminar onto Thursday because they originally had me on Friday. And so we pushed it to Thursday. And so I'm done. It was an amazing day. The people that come to, we do two things. I do an oral presentation on the history and the evolution of the HBCU dance style. And
Nice.
that's the oral presentation. And then we do a movement workshop as well. So we basically teach them some choreography. We teach them a field show.
Oh my gosh.
How was that received? Or like what was
They,
there any like feedback or like
they love it.
oh I
They
bet.
love it. And then I mean, like you should see them. I mean, they are getting into it and it was packed in there today. I mean, packed. I'll post some video later. It was packed. It was packed. And they love it. And then in the oral presentation, like all of the questions that I got and all of the, oh my God, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Like a lot of, I didn't know that. And just all the questions that I get and the big overarching sentiment that I'm getting from these educators is that they are facing a dilemma because they're teaching more diverse, kids, a group of
Mm-hmm.
kids
Mm-hmm.
teaching at these schools that are changing. And they all love HBCU, HBCU this, HBCU that. And these teachers are sitting there like, whoa, I can't do that. I don't know how to do that, and so the presentation is about giving them the history so that they will have a little sensitivity about it as they go about teaching and everything, and I get all kinds of questions and I get requests. I got all kinds of requests. Can you come? Can you do you have workshops? Are you, can you do this? Can you come help us? Can you, I'm getting that, so yeah, it's very well received. They've already asked me back for next year. Uh, yeah, it is. It's this is what's happening now. These educators are realizing
It ain't jazz fingers no more.
no, it are not jazz fingers, and they are just like they're just like they don't want to stick around for ballet and all this other stuff. And I'm from the era that we didn't have dance classes in school. unless I missed them or something. Maybe I was so into band I missed them. I don't know. But we didn't have dance classes. So that the fact that, there's so many people in there, like some of the Foxes, they were like, oh, that's my middle school dance teacher. That's my high school dance. I was like, we never had that.
Exactly. It's so like, okay, was there anybody else from the HBCU world that you knew or that you were able to come in contact with or that you knew was there? Because, I mean, especially if it was so well received, my only thought or hope is that next year there will be more like us and we can continue to, push that forward, push that narrative forward. But from this time around, at least from your knowledge, was there anyone else there that you kind of know of or?
You mean HBCU wise?
Yeah.
No, but Coach G was supposed to be there from TSU.
Okay, cool.
And because I turned her on to it and she wanted to come, but because of when they have it and we're not back in school and the majority, because they have a collegiate showcase. So Wednesday evening, we actually, I got to tell you about that. Okay, so on Wednesday evening, there was a collegiate showcase and a college fair. And we performed. We did 2.5 minutes, and so Coach G was going to be there, but the majority of her team does not live in Houston, so she could not get them back here to be able to perform. So the intention is there. The intention, but we in terms of HBCUs in Texas that have viable teams,
sure,
it's just us and TSU for the most part.
Yeah.
And no shade to Texas College, but anyway, so yeah, but we did the showcase on Wednesday, and we had rehearsal, a run through before the actual show, and there were young ladies from all these different schools. It was all PWIs, all of them, and we were in there. We go through our routine. We talked it. We talked our way through it. And then we did the routine twice. That was it. Went in there, did that routine. They were standing up cheering.
I know that's
cheering. Right. When they saw us do kicks and when they saw us do the turns, the a la seconds and the double and the triple turns and all of this stuff, they were just like, ah! And we were like, what? Like, they do not, at these PWIs, they don't know what we're doing. They don't know what we're capable of.
Exactly. Yeah, these black girls can move, baby. This big old booty can get on around there.
Right. They don't know what we're capable of. So it was crazy. They were cheering. And so when we got to the actual performance and everything, it wasn't as good as rehearsal. It was almost like Honda. But we did it anyway. And again, we got to the kicks and they were just like, oh my gosh, what? They're just kicks. My God. It's like, Shelby, my captain, has danced with a lot of these young ladies who are dancing at these PWIs. And they, from what Shelby was telling me, they could not believe that she chose to go to PB. They couldn't believe it. You're too good to go to PB.
That's age old. It never fails. It never gets old. Even dating back to like going to company or being in company and going to competitions or whatever, and you walk in there as a black company or whatever, and everybody's looking at you expecting for you to do, I don't know, the Macarena or something, and it's like
I was like, and you could just tell, like I could feel them watching me as I was running them through rehearsal, and I could just feel their eyes on me, like I was gonna come out and do something stupid, I'm a coach like everybody else. What I don't.
And that's
we're literally in the same
weird. That's so weird.
Literally invited to the same thing.
It's so weird because now you're screaming. You're making that assumption, telling her she's too good to go to PV, but then when you see her with a PV team, you're speaking on things you don't even know about. Like, you don't even know what's going on over here. So for you to say that is ignorant, because now you're screaming, you're standing up, you're applauding. And that's crazy because you don't understand what's going on here, but you're just speaking on it.
No clue. And what's big here in Texas is the junior colleges. Okay, the junior colleges have awesome teams. Blinn College, um, what is it? The Kilgore Junior College, the Kilgore
Right.
Rangerettes, the Tyler Junior College, Apache Bells. You know, all these. They have these high kick teams, but these junior colleges, and just like if you watch cheer, you know, Navarro College from the show Cheer. So these junior colleges in Texas have a lot of young ladies that go there specifically to dance or to cheer. And so the cool thing about what we did at the college fair is not only did we have all of our stuff in there for Black Foxes, but we had all of our stuff there for PV as well. And so we were talking to kids. They were coming up to us saying, I want to major in criminal justice. I want to major in engineering. Should I go to PV? Heck yeah, you should go to PV. You know, they just were, you know, we were trying to approach it. I mean, yeah, the dance brought them in, but then we were able to talk to them about the programs that they, you know, that they have at PV. But, you know, like I said, Shelby was kind of roaming around, and she was talking to people from Sam Houston State. Sam Houston State has a dance program here that's one of the best in the state. And they were just kind of looking at her like, why are you there? And Shelby did that. What you just did, Maya. Shelby was like, what you mean?
Yeah.
They were like, you really went to PV? I really went to PV.
And I'll do it again.
Yep. That's what she said.
Crazy.
They were just so shocked to see us.
Beside yourself, like you really, yeah, we can do more than twerk and you know what I'm saying? Like I cannot stand that. And then when we show up and show out, more times than not, it's better than anything that you could do anyways. You know what I'm saying? So like the hate is just so large and coming from so many different aspects, and I hate that we have to deal with that.
Yep.
And it's like, whether, you know, maybe that is the reason why people choose to go to HBCUs.
I was going to say it's a safe space. I mean, it's the only time in your life that you have a environment that was specifically designed with you in mind. That's it. The buck stops there. After that, you're in the real world where you weren't designed to win here. You know, you are working harder than, you know, people who don't look like you. Right. So that's why it was important for me. I'm getting my master's degree somewhere else, you know, but it was important for me to take care of home first. Those experiences there have changed my life in ways that I can't even explain. And they have made me unapologetically comfortable in who I am and what I bring to the table. And, you know, that's why, Maya, that's why we choose those spaces, because of stuff like this. Because then it would have been, if she'd gone into those spaces, instead of being able to embrace who she is and what she wants to do and be free in that moment to grow, but to embrace her culture, she would have been proving herself 4 years earlier.
Right.
That proving that competition, that pushback would have started sooner. Whereas to me, I in that space, I was able to grow, you know, make mistakes and learn amongst my own people. Now we're going to hold one another accountable, but it's not going to be in the same way,
right?
As if you're in a different space.
Well, I mean, you one of the things, and I was looking at one of the comments there about, you know, that even the bucking teams are starting to grow in technique, and they are. And I made that comment to today in the presentation that, you know, we can do everything, and we tell our dancers that you're not going to come here and just do this. You have to learn it all.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, shocker. We always have to learn it all. We have to do it all. And here's the irony, is that one of the girls who was kind of looking at her like, yeah, you know, you went to PV, like, really? And she was like, yeah, but here it is. She's standing up, teaching them the routine that she's down there taking the class.
Right. Look at you now, looking stupid.
Isn't that irony? Look at you. Looking stupid, So I'm just, I went through in the presentation, I explained to them all about, majorette versus HBCU dancer. We are not one and the same. I had to go through that. I had to get on my soapbox about that. That HBCU dance can include majoretting, J setting can and bucking are not one and the same, but J setting can include. I went through all of that, and they were just like, wow, like this is so much.
No, it ain't too much. Your little peanut brain just don't want to consume this information and not be ignorant to what you're basically afraid of, or that you have no quote unquote interest in. But now you're being forced to be interested in it because it's staring you right there in the face.
Right, absolutely, and those are the questions. Those are the questions that we were getting, and there was a gentleman from Sam Houston State. Not Sam Houston, from Texas State. And, they were from all over. They, and just like I said, both classes were packed. So it went really well today. And I'm, kind of seeing this as something that's going to continue to grow as our public school systems and our universities start becoming more diverse. They need to learn it. If we don't teach them, then who will? Somebody's gonna
make it up. Yeah,
because it's gonna be the gentrified version, and we don't want that.
Right.
We don't want that. See, the good side of me says this is what we need, right? Miss Shawn, you a good person. You a good woman because you're doing the work that needs to be done, and you're doing what a lot of people would not have, not, and could not do. Right? That's the good side of me. The Negro side, like the harsher side. What I wish I could have said, not Negro, but you know what I'm saying. This side of me is like, okay, so what's next? Because when is the next palm competition? Because Shelby and all the girls, make sure you need to put them on the floor in the next palm competition and let them win first place and give them something really to talk about. I'm serious. And then it just be like, well, now what, girl?
Maya, if I had enough time, if I had enough hours in the day and enough time, between Mr. Ken and Miss Dara, they would have us set up so good.
Yep.
And people would be so mad.
Absolutely.
So mad. What? Y'all coming over here winning this too?
And
yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We're about to witness the same thing with this university.
And I'm going right back on to my Black university too, with your championship trophy.
Right. And we experienced some of that in California because a couple of people from like DCI walked up to us like, who does your percussion? Like, what is that like?
Who does it? What does that mean?
So it was like, that's the percussion guy. Like, that's Shawn. And they had a conversation. And then there was some other comments about, wow, like those are the best tubas I've ever heard. Or, who does this with the band? Or how do you all achieve that? And it's kind of like the same way you would.
Right. What is this? Some like magic sauce? What is it?
It is. It's called melanin. That's what it is. That's the magic sauce. The Negroes do it and we do it better. That's what
it was just like, and at first, when we got to that grandstand performance, they didn't really know what to do with it because there was a huge Norfolk State section and then it was everybody else. And so at first they were like, but then as we got into it, everybody up on their feet. Oh my gosh, that was so amazing.
Yeah. You can see from the stands people that were standing up and just enjoying it. And to be quite honest, when we go to, as much as, regardless of how we feel about it, when we go to Texas A&M to play them, I don't like the fact that our team plays them because they're expending energy
for no reason. I hate those games.
for
I
no
hate those
reason
games.
that goes to the SWAC.
Right.
That would normally go to the SWAC.
Right.
But that's a different discussion. But whenever we go to Texas A&M, I will say this: the fans. If you, Portia, you remember who did we used to play? What was that? We went to Rutgers. Was it
Rutgers,
Rutgers?
and that I don't know if you remember this, but we got back off the field the first year that we went. I think 07 when I was section leader, and they were like, "The captain is looking for you." I'm like, "The captain of what?" They like the flag team for Rutgers. I'm like, "Okay." She comes over there and she was like, "I just have to ask you, like, how do you get the flags to go all the same way at the same time?"
Girl, what?
What I'm explaining to you is that the undergrad me, I did one of these. Huh? Practice. That's what we do. We practice.
Yeah. No, but the fans at Texas A&M love us, and they show us so much.
It was
love.
the same
and
way,
it's
right?
Like, when we that just to hear. I don't, y'all. Maya, have you ever been in Texas A&M Stadium? You've been in there.
I don't remember what year that was. I don't remember if I was dancing or not, but whenever I was still in school, we did go at least once.
There's a lot of people up in there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And
it's almost overwhelming.
Yeah. If you want to hear them, go on YouTube, look for the Black Foxes video for the Texas A&M game that we did in 21. And you will hear that crowd. And for our students to be down there on the field to hear that, oh my God. And Rutgers was the same way.
Yeah, they said that the football team should never come back, but we could come back anytime we want. They beat the mess out of them.
Oh, absolutely.
But and when we got off the bus, I don't know if you remember this, Miss Shawn, but when we got off the bus, they were like booing us. They would not move out of our way. They was not happy we were there. Like, it was a hostile environment. It was like, oh my God, like, why are we even here? And when we left, they were following us, cheering to the bus.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
And they were saying, like, y'all football team should never come back. It was a complete blowout. Like, it was like it was basketball numbers. But they was like, y'all band can come back up here anytime y'all want.
Yeah. Right.
It's definitely like it's a different experience because I remember when we went. Did we go in 2013?
We went. I think we may have gone in 2013
because I think I was still dancing, but it's just like it's. I want to say it's a humbling experience, but it's not a humbling experience. It's a very like. This is almost a little bit weird. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's they look, they stare, they just so amazed, and it's like, girl, close your mouth. You know, like we still regular people, but they just love it, and it's like,
it's like we're the Magic Negroes or something. It's like we're doing something that they're kind of like, well, gee, what is that?
You know, but to do that, but you doing it or what?
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah. Because they're just not aware. They don't come to HBCU football games unless we're playing their school.
Yeah.
So they don't even get to see what our game day looks like. They don't even know, because when we go to their stadium, we have to conform to their game day experience.
Fair,
you know. So we don't do 0 quarter, 5th quarter, and get to play all the time, like we do at our games. So
yeah, I don't know if you remember this, Miss Shawn, but I don't know, one of the years I was in a band, the football team was playing William and Mary, and they said the football team could come, but when they found out how many seats we needed for the band, they didn't want us to come. And whoever our president was at the time was like, we're gonna cancel this whole game, because if they can't come, ain't nobody coming. So then they gave us this little space. At that game, I'll never forget, the Silkettes were right in front of the bass drums in the back.
What?
Yeah.
Because we had no space. Like, the Legion was so tight, and that little bit of space they gave us. Now, we had a blast back there. We didn't really do no dancing and stuff in the stands. It was too tight. But we had a blast back there, cracking jokes and stuff. But they didn't want us there.
Yeah, and that's interesting because we have sort of a similar situation but not really, with Rice University. It's the opposite. Rice loves us, gives us all the space we want, because Rice has this little pinochle band that's not even a real band. They have a band that has like violins in it and people just playing whatever instrument they can just pick up. And so they love it when we come. And so they give us all this space and everything. But yeah, we have been to stadiums where to other schools like Texas State and Sam Houston, where they put you in a little bitty space and they don't want you playing because they have all these traditions and these songs and all this stuff that they do, and they don't want you playing and all that, and they get mad and they really don't even want you there. And I do remember when we went to William and Mary. William and Mary has a little pep band. They don't have a real marching band. They have like this little pep band. So they didn't want the Legion there at all. And I remember that.
They didn't understand why we needed so much space. And they could sell tickets and all that other stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah. They don't understand. So yeah.
So they still make money off of our appearances. Is that correct? They make more than we do, or am I wrong about that?
Most of the time, because their stadium is hosting it 9 times out of 10. Well, I've never seen it the other way around. It has always been, in my experience, that we went to their stadium. They negotiate a certain amount of money that we'll get out of the cut, but the pot is there. So, and our people, I can't speak for anybody else, but if that Legion goes, those Norfolk State alumni are going. And so the stadium is packed and we get a percentage of that, but it's nowhere near an even split or any of that. It's a money maker for the school, but to me, you're getting your players beat up for no reason.
Yeah,
exactly that. Yeah. Because I just know they out there having a field day. They like,
you're getting your players beat up for no reason. And this year, because the MEAC is so, I'll leave that alone. Their first 5 games, they didn't have a MEAC game until the 3rd or 4th week in the season. Like, that's not okay. So they got beat up for the first 4 games of the season. Now they got to play this MEAC game, and they hurt already. They beat down already because they getting basketball numbers run up on them. So then their confidence is down in the toilets. It's just, to me, it's an all around bad thing for not that much money.
Yeah. Well,
so how do we get in these situations?
The school negotiates this stuff. It is a moneymaker. What I'm saying is, I think when we played Rutgers, this was when I was in the band, so that was years ago. I think they got like $65,000, but that's not a lot of money when you think about how many seats this stadium holds. How that's a drop in the bucket,
right?
So it's never, to me, it's never a whole lot of money. Now, if you start saying that we're gonna split this thing 50-50. But we're not doing that. We're taking $65,000, $70,000, $80,000 when they're making a million or something.
Right.
It's not even the same thing, because then you have people buying tailgate spots. You're not even just talking about concessions. You're not even talking about just ticket sales. So so that is low. And even if you're talking about $250,000, they're making way more than that. Even if they're giving us that. But I think when we played Rutgers, it was only like $80,000, $70,000, $60,000. It was not a whole lot of money. And they beat the mess out of them.
Yeah, I remember.
See, if I was a football player, I'd be like, Coach, just don't even put me in. Actually, I'm feeling a little sick, okay? I got the vid. I don't even want to go out there, because why even mess?
And see, they caught between a rock and a hard place, because you don't want to completely embarrass your team, because it does impact things like morale. And you don't want, but then you put them out there and they risk getting hurt. It's I don't know. It's tough.
See, Child. Well, better them than us. Better.
But y'all know
That's what they signed up for, I guess. But no problem at all. It's gonna continue to be what that is. So,
but y'all know what was funny in the presentation that I did today? We were. I actually had someone ask me what a PWI was, and versus an HBCU.
They look like us.
No.
Oh, okay.
wait, they were asking like strictly what is the PWI, or
What,
you
is,
saying like,
what does PWI stand for?
oh,
So is that a word that only we use?
I don't know. Is it?
that's a good question.
That's what I was thinking. Like, what do they refer to themselves as?
Huh?
No, college.
Questions that need. Nope. Edwin, go ahead.
No.
I wish somebody might tell me some HWCU.
Oh my God, what does that mean?
Not.
All of them except for the HBCUs are that. So yeah,
No, it's college. It's college, but we got into the conversation in the difference between like what the dance teams do at HBCUs and what they do at the PWIs. I kind of went there. I didn't mean to.
What you say?
I just, I told them, y'all remember that video of LSU's Golden Girls that everybody was making such fun of? Y'all remember that video? There was this one where they were just doing this really stiff stuff.
Did they have them all white and gold or something like that?
And every once in a while they do like a little twirl like this, and then they go, and we were going and we were talking about that, and even the white people in there were laughing. They were like, that was not the bomb, that was not it. And then we were kind of going through, because I was talking to them originally about the creation of stand routines, and so someone asked me, well, don't PWIs did HBCUs create stand routines, or did PWIs create it? And I was like, well, they're PWI dancers and twirlers and stuff. They're in the stands, but they have never done it like we do it. They don't spread out and create these elaborate productions in the stands. Basically they're sitting very tight and very close together, and they're just doing sort of like arm movements and stuff. And so in the sense of the word, in stand routines, we created it, the way that we do it. And now you may see some of them actually coming over to our side, especially since some of these schools now have Black band directors or have HBCU graduate band directors. So the thing was, it was great. It got a lot of good questions, but that was an interesting thing for someone to ask me. I just, like y'all, I just assumed that everybody knew what a PWI was.
That is hilarious. Nachi was in there talking about PWIs, and they was like, who? I've been like, girl,
that's your institution. That's you.
Right.
What you mean?
Right.
Wow. That's funny.
Look at you providing education. That's what this is all about. Educating others. That is it right there.
See.
Yeah.
That's funny. She said PWI.
When you said it, I was like, well, what? I now have questions.
Yeah.
Because what is it?
Now I really want to know exactly what do they call themselves? I don't know.
Regular schools? No, I don't know.
Well, then it's like, what do they call us? But I don't really know if I want to know the answer to that. I'm being honest.
Probably the Black schools.
Yeah.
The Black school, probably.
Yeah, the Black schools.
Probably.
They probably not going to use HBCU. It's going to be the Black schools. You see, Dan said the real question is, did you chuckle?
And that would have caught me off guard.
Yeah, me too.
I tried not to. I was trying to hold my face.
Yeah, black schools. Edwin said it. They call us black schools. That's what I figured.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know, it's very off topic, but y'all know Sweetie used to dance, used to throw stands at USC.
Mm-mm. She was at San Diego State.
That's what it was. Oh, well, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Don't get me
And
lying.
here's the reason I know, because there's a video of them doing one of our marches, one of our things. They this one.
What?
Yeah, she was in that video.
With that big old bun on top of her head. I know
Mhm.
you
I'm
lying.
gonna have to go look for that.
Don't worry about it. I'm already looking for it. I know Julian probably back there looking for it too. He probably going to town trying to find it backstage. I just know he is. Ooh, child.
Yeah, I will. I'm responding to the comment about me being professional. Look, when you are a coach, you learn how to filter, and you have to filter really quickly, because it can mean your job if you don't. Oh my God, you have to filter really quick.
This thing has taught me some stuff, and I'm still a work in progress. God knows. Sometimes I be like, and let me give y'all an example of some of the stuff that goes on and the differences in culture. I don't like people in my personal space anyway, so let me give y'all a little Rosebowl insight. So the band is lined up. We get ready to go take this here picture for the Rosebowl. And the band is at attention. They lined up.
Oh no.
And the mascot from a school, I ain't gonna tell y'all what school, walks up to one of the I think he played bass drum, that was standing in the front, and tries to touch his helmet.
Oh no.
Ooh, snap.
And so before the student could react, I don't know if anybody knows anything about the Spartan Guards that Norfolk State has, but their first job is security of the band. Twirling and all of that is secondary. Their initial job in history of that section is to provide security to the band. And so before he could actually touch it, before the young man could react, one of the Spartan Guards put his hand on his chest and said, "You need to back up."
I know that's right.
And
what did he do?
the Spartan Guard or the mascot?
The Spartan Guard.
I'm the person trying to touch the young man's helmet. He stepped in between and put his hand on his chest and said, "Sir, you need to back up." And baby, they didn't like that. Somebody came off that bus and was like, "I don't understand why it had to get physical." Well, first of all, he was trying to physically touch him. So what's the difference, sis? Second of all, he didn't push him or anything. He got his attention and said, "Hey, you need to back up. You cannot touch him." I understand that he shouldn't have tried to touch him, but he didn't have to put his hands on him. He could have simply said, "Back up." I said, their job is security.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't feel safe. She was very upset about that.
So who is the she? Is it just like a random somebody? Was it an older lady, younger lady?
They did something with that band program. I won't say who they are, but it was a difference. And then all those conversations about, no, you can't walk through them. No, you cannot walk up to them and touch the helmet. No, you cannot walk up to them and touch them in any way, shape, or form. You cannot cut through them.
That happened at Rutgers. You remember those drunk people were trying to run through the van?
Yeah. And I understand people don't see helmets all the time. I got it. We look a little different. I completely understand that. But you cannot walk up to people and try and touch their head like that and think that that's going to be acceptable.
Right.
Like, oh my goodness, we experienced some stuff out there. I'm telling you. And it was I told him, I said, y'all have to understand that, you know, there are different cultures and they know nothing about what we do, why we do it. Everybody kept saying, oh my gosh, they're so serious.
We're a band.
What
the
we
heck?
supposed to be doing?
But see, that militant style, it flows through everything that we do. So one lady walked up and was like, oh my God, it's these girls in the front and they were standing there like this and they were so disciplined. And I said, oh, she's talking about the Silks. They weren't smiling. I asked them to take a picture. I didn't see any teeth.
Lady. You about to piss me off.
I'm telling you, it was some interesting experiences that we had out there. But yeah, she was tight about that. He did not have to touch him.
But see, I would have been like, you better be glad that you didn't get that spear. That he put that spear in that young man's face. Because what you mean?
Because we've had some situations.
Had that happen.
So, you know, and all he did was right here to stop him from doing it, you know, in motion. Like, hey, you can't touch him.
It would have really been going down in the DMs had that man put that spear in his face just on reaction, just on sight. See?
Yeah. But my thing is, he was trying to touch that young man, but you didn't expect the reaction to be a touch.
Right. Okay. Right. So all of the ooh is on the reaction, not the intent or not, you know what I'm saying, the doer of it. Like, girl.
No, they didn't have the flagpoles in their hand yet. We were going to take a picture. So literally they had on everything, but nobody had instruments, flagpoles, anything. So they were just literally standing there, but the Spartan guards were, you know, kind of in between the lines. And he, you know, and people were coming up taking pictures, like selfies and stuff. So we were, you know, okay with that. But when I said, well, what's the goal here? Like, why do you think you can touch
like touching our hair? Don't touch our hair.
You're doing too much. Like, I thought you were gonna say, somebody broke rank or like ran through or something. That's what I thought but it's just like that's honestly not surprising, and I hate that. Like, just why don't y'all have any type of respect, any just
for personal space? You know how close you got to be to somebody to top. And the mascot wasn't short, but the guy who he touched is like was trying to touch the helmet of is like 6'4". So the top of that thing is tall. You know, like you got to be close to do that. Like, I don't know.
And that's a whole stranger.
Mm-hmm.
You just touching people.
And it's still COVID. Yeah, what are you doing?
Exactly.
What are you doing? But we have got a lot of questions about, can I touch the helmet? No.
Why do you want to touch the
what?
helmet?
I don't know. Is that not strange? I want to touch something that's
strange.
Touch it. I'm trying to see, like, is it? There's no takeaway from it. I can't make it.
No. And what's nuts is then they really wanted, once they saw the drum major ones with the feathers, they was like, and the other thing is that nobody else took a picture with a hat on. And they were like, but they're like, y'all don't need those. But they was like, yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the Spartan Legion if we don't show up with these. So and the other bands were like, how come they got to wear theirs? Mind your business.
Yeah. I remember one time before COVID, we went up to Dallas for a Dallas Cowboys game, Thanksgiving. And a couple of 3 young ladies from our percussion section were performing with Megan Trainor. And we had been there rehearsing for days before the game. And after all the rehearsals were over, we were all taking a picture. And one of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders was like, "Here, you want to hold my pom-poms?" And I was like, And it was like, literally, I was putting our tradition onto her. On her, because she didn't know what I was talking about. I was like, right. I can touch your pom-poms. And she was like, yeah, here, hold on. And I was like,
this is weird. I would have been like, so It's like a spirit
Okay.
stick. Okay. To me, like think of the spirit stick. That's the only thing that I can make you understand. Like,
Right, right,
no. I would have been
right.
like, huh? No. I don't
Exactly.
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that I thought
it's
that
just
was funny.
yeah, it's very different. It is two different
Yeah.
worlds. And but I will say we saw some really cool stuff out there. It was
Mhm.
these young ladies, it was this band from like Latin America. And they had the coolest like butterfly skirts that they were like twirling. And then it was this guy with them that had like this cape that had a butterfly on it, and he was doing the same movements. But what I'm going to tell you what was so cool about it is that they did their eye makeup as the same butterflies, and they were so pretty. I was like, oh my gosh, and they were so sweet. We were taking pictures with them. It was some cool stuff like out there. Like I was just like, wow. So some of them were amazed by us, but I was amazed by some of that. I was like, goodness gracious. And I saw some really pretty flags that I got pictures of that you'll probably something similar next year. So okay. So I was like, oh, that is so pretty. And it was a lot of color guard out there. So this whole struggling thing in HBCUs, that's the only HBCUs, because it was one band that had so many of them. They had a group in the front, a group in the back, and they had lines of them in between every line of bandsmen. I say, good. It was pretty, but I don't want to coach that. I'm going to tell you right now, no, ma'am. I could not imagine wrangling that many people, but yeah, it was nice to look at.
Yeah.
I love that. Those students are gonna have that experience truly for the rest of their lives. Like I'm so glad that they were really able to see that, and I think I want more of us to be able to have that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
really
sure
really
am
cool.
borrowing. It might not be the exact flag, but it's gonna be some similar stuff. I saw some gorgeous silk out there, and I'm gonna sure try to make it.
I
You
love
can
it.
take a if you could get a good picture of it, or you can find it online. There's the some companies who do the digital work will reproduce it for you.
Justin is childish.
Me
What
and
he said.
Simon, me and Simon had a black.
Who's Simon?
Miss Shawn,
Go ahead,
Oh,
Shorty. Go ahead and tell 'em.
let me tell you this story. So we're at Disney, and they had all these rules about stuff we could and couldn't do. You couldn't have your phones really in the back area. You couldn't record all of these things.
uh-huh.
And so I'm walking after the performance and I'm talking to Justin, and this lady says, oh my God, where did Simon go? Did I lose Simon? I say, who the hell is Simon? Justin talking about, I'm right here. I say, Justin, what is going on? He told me, I wasn't telling her. She was acting weird. I didn't know what I was going to do in here, whether I was going to sneak footage or what. So I just told her my name was Simon. And that lady was calling this man Simon the whole day.
And he was responding to it.
And was responding.
I want to know how Justin got to go to Disney World with y'all. That's what I want to know.
Justin went everywhere with us.
Justin. Like I said, I want to be like Justin when I grow up.
Exactly. One thing about it, Justin is gonna make something happen, and his space is gonna be in the place. All right.
Justin went everywhere. Universal Studios, Disney. He was riding the bus with us. He was with us, like with us. So yeah, the only thing he didn't get to do, he was working. He got some great footage. It was definitely, the kids were super excited about it. He was working, but the only thing he didn't do was wear Legion paraphernalia, but he was like with us. So he partial, a little bit of family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, he got some things to learn if he gonna be able to wear that Legion apparel. So yeah.
Well, keep at it, Simon. Never give up. You might get close.
Simon, you got some things to learn, Simon.
Yeah, Simon will have to learn some things.
But you have to learn some things.
And they're right, Miss Shawn. Everybody can learn it, right?
Everybody.
All the band directors, everybody.
Yep.
So you put that on.
If I had to learn it, you're gonna have to learn it.
I know that's right. But yeah. That was Simon. I didn't know what was going on. She was like, Simon? So I'm like, who is this? I know everybody that's here. Who is Simon?
Simon.
And this man didn't
What
talk
a
about,
name.
here I am.
How'd you come up with Simon out of
He
all
said
the names?
he saw Al when we was at Disney when she was asking him his name. We walked by Alvin and the Chipmunks, and so he picked Simon.
He picked Simon.
Now that's quick on your feet.
That's cannot on your feet. Make this stuff up. When I tell you, hanging with them, like the staff was, I mean, outside of the experiences with the students, we did a lot of ripping and running. It was a lot of gigs, but they kept me laughing. Justin is crazy. Do you hear me? Simon.
Pure entertainment.
Okay, Simon. I was like, what? Everybody kind of bust out laughing. She couldn't hear the exchange, but I was just like, really, Justin? She was giving me weird. He said in the comments she was giving him weird vibes, so he didn't want to.
I respect it. That's what I said. That's quick on your feet. That's very quick on your feet. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
Simon says.
Yep. And he held on to Simon. She was calling it like me. I'm gonna forget that I told you that name, so I don't even try stuff like that. But every time she said it, he was. So, yeah.
Oh, child. Well, we done talked about a lot today. This was a good show.
Yeah.
It was a good. We had been kind of distant from each other for a little while. We took a little break.
Yeah.
Without even realizing, just a lot was.
Life was going.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all.
Mixed match schedules. How's your leg? Your knee? I mean.
Let me explain something. Jesus is a healer, okay? Because I didn't know how this was going to work in California because, we had all these gigs and all these parks and stuff like that. But I kind of I rehabbed it myself, kind of researched some stuff. Mel, who's on our staff, who does like health and wellness for the band and actually aids like a nurse for them. I had asked her, a couple of things. And so I have experienced some pain since I've been back here because we were at Disney for hours. We were at Universal Studios for hours. You had to walk to the Rose Bowl pictures and all of these different things. And I was out there trying to be cute and I did not wear the right shoes. So it's not my friend right now, but my legs in general are hurting from all of that walking, but I'm in way better shape. We have somebody on staff.
Every school does. We do too. We have one.
Yeah. We didn't when I was in the bed. Well, we did my last year, and that man should have never been around people. He was a.
Oh no.
Yeah, we have two STARM alums who are nurses that travel, that go everywhere with us.
Yeah, the sleep knee.
Games go everywhere with us.
The sleep knee. No, but what my doctor really told me is that I was doing, my body just reached this breaking point. I was just doing too much. I wasn't taking care of myself. And it found a way to sit me down because I missed practice for like a week. I wasn't working out. I was just literally kind of, I couldn't even sit at my desk for work. I had to sit and take my laptop and sit in my bed and elevate it. So, and then I wasn't snacking as much because.
All right, big man.
Justin, you can't go nowhere else with us. See, you're telling my business on this internet.
Justin
okay,
don't tell it all. Okay.
So he is getting on my nerves. Simon, go back to being Simon. Okay. But yeah, it forced me to sit down. I wasn't snacking as much because I couldn't go up and down the steps. So I was kind of like packing my food through dinner in a little in a huge insulated bag I had. So it forced me to kind of sit down. And then it when I had the doctor was like, you can't stay stagnant. You have to start moving it. You have to start going up and down the steps. You have to start doing this stuff. That process sucked. But it forced me to sit down and to
Mhm.
focus back on taking care of myself. So I'm continuing those habits. I put myself back on a schedule and certain Paris. Paris, I know you lying. You Legion, and you supposed to be on my side. We gotta end this show because these people are saying too much in these comments.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better, and I'm glad that you were able to get through the week.
Yeah, and I'm glad. I mean, it all happened in good timing because I was able to rehab it, and I didn't have like any issues
Good.
while I was out there. So yeah,
Good. Perfect. Well, let's see. I think we'll do it again in, what do we say, 2 weeks?
Mhm.
Something like that. Yeah.
What's that date?
19th.
Okay, I should be good.
Yeah.
February is gonna be a little sketchy for me. Not because of anything band related. We'll be done by then. But as this is my last year as undergraduate advisor, we're gonna have intake. So
Gotcha.
for just the month of February. But I mean, I'll let you know as we go.
Okay. We've been working on our schedule, and it is massive.
We can move around or switch, or we'll get it figured out.
Yeah,
my Thursday nights are free though. Yeah. My Thursday nights are free.
And it may be, some days we're working on a schedule, so I should be able to tell you in advance.
Gotcha.
What we're doing.
Cool. Sounds good. Well, I hope y'all have a great rest of your week.
Yep. And our rest is on the menu.
Please.
Have fun, Miss Sean. I had to break, I wish
bring
I
us back I don't know.
Something.
A little something.
I'll find something to bring you back. Yeah,
you have fun. I know you're going for work, but find a little time to
please make it a little vacation. Duality. It's
yeah. I'm gonna try to have a little bit of fun.
You should.
If I even know how to do that anymore. But that's another show.
The beach and water is right there. It's right there. You got to touch it. You have got to touch it.
Water, umbrella drink. That's it. That's all you need.
At the very least. Miss Shawn, you can't come back on the show if you don't do that.
Okay.
Okay, y'all. Talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good one.
All right. Good night, y'all.
Bye. Good night.